Today we have a helper. His name is Spike. Say hi, Spike. Okay, so welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a vase of flowers. And again, for those of you who watched the last couple of days, I've taken a used canvas, painted it over with white acrylic paint, and we're good to go. In fact, if you go to some museums, they'll tell you that some of the paintings from some famous artists have been painted over. When they x-ray it, they can actually see a whole nother painting underneath. So a little fun fact. But anyway, so here's, so again, I have some cardboard here out with some paints. I have red, I have a bright yellow, I have a forest green, I have two piles of titanium white. You'll see why later. It's just because we're going to be using white, and so I thought I'd put out two separate piles. And then a little bit of purple. Okay, so first what I want to do is I want to take my brush, make sure it's at least semi-clean, and then I'm going to go into some white, and I want to load it up, and I'm going to do a base coat of white. And you'll see why in a minute. I'm just going to put some white down. I want it to be wet, and remember from the other videos, we want some wet paint underneath sometimes, so that when you add another color to the top, or on top of it, it will mix with paint color underneath, and that can make some really nice effects. Okay, so now what I want to do is I'm going to take a piece of paper towel. It's obviously been used, but it's dry. And sometimes, if it's a little bit dry with paint, it adds a nice texture. You can also use a sponge as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into my yellow. And I'm just going to dab some yellow paint on it. Okay, so now I'm going to just go in, and I'm going to do this all over the canvas. Now this is going to create the background for our vase of flowers. Again, get some more. So this is going to be like either kind of resemble a wall or a wallpaper. And if a little color gets in there, that's fine. A little more. And you can do this as much or as little as you want. And you could also use another color. I'm just doing yellow. That's what I feel like today. Okay. So we've got that, and you can either leave that sort of like that, or you could go through and kind of rub it with a paper towel to smooth it out, and go back and give it some more texture. And again, if we get some extra color in there, that's fine. Okay, so that's that. All right, now I'm going to go back in with my large brush with just a little bit of water on it. Actually, I'm going to put a little more water on it, and I'm kind of just going to go through and smooth out some of the areas. Back and forth, up and down. There we go. Back and forth and up and down. So you can leave some of the texture, or you can smooth it out. But here you go. You've got like a nice little background. Okay. There. Okay. So now we need a vase. So I'm going to clean off our brush, and let's see. I think I'm going to do a purple vase. So I'm going to take a little of the purple and maybe some of the white. Purple and white. There we go. And you can do any style of vase you want. I'll start by showing you how to do the round vase. The round vase, you just kind of take this and you can make a circle. Okay? You kind of want to follow the contour of the vase. So if it's a round vase, you're going to kind of go like that and then down. There we go. Now if you want to add sort of a little top to it, you would just make a little top. There we go. Oops. There. You can kind of give it a little more angle there. Okay. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back with some dark purple and give it some dimension, some depth. There we go. So by adding just a little bit of the dark on top, we'll have to make it a little bit bigger here. And so you sort of just work it out as you go along. Oops. There we go. It keeps getting bigger. It's taking on a whole new shape. Okay. Now I'm going to add some last bit of like dark purple just on the side. There we go. Some of this face is going to get covered up, so we just want to add a little bit of some shading to it. Make a flat bottom. Okay. I'm going to deal with a little bit more of that later, but that's just sort of the base of the vase. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go in and start making roses. So we're going to go load up the brush with red, okay, and we're going to just make a circle. Get some red and make a circle. Get some red and make a circle. You get the idea. I put one here, one here, one here. That's good. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with, oops, my sort of medium brush. Okay, and I'm going to take some white, roll it up. Okay, now here's the trick. You're going to start making little swirls, just like this. There we go. Go back in and get some white. And kind of bring it out. There you go. And get some white. Yeah. And some white. Oops, I made a little water drip there, but that's okay. And white. You can carry some of it over to the next one. And white. Again, it's hard to tape and paint at the same time, but there we go. Okay, so see, that's what we got so far. And I'm just going to get rid of that little water drop. I don't want to go away. Well, we'll figure that out later. All right, so now what we want to do is we want to add some greenery around here. So I'm going to clean off the brush as best we can and go into our green. A little white and a little yellow. Okay. Now, with this, we kind of want our brush not too loaded with paint. Okay, so watch what we're going to do. I'm going to kind of tap in some greenery. And if it brings out some of the other colors, I'm going to kind of cover that up for now, because we're going to work on that later. If it brings out some of the other paint, like in the red, that's okay. I'm just going to kind of add some to kind of fill it up. I kind of call this the filler flowers or the filler greenery filler foliage. How about that? Okay, see? Okay. Have some coming down, have some hanging. And again, let's go get some more here. Gonna bring it down, and it's picking up some of that paint underneath, and it's giving it a little bit of dimension, which is what we want. And you can bring this out as far as you like. Okay. All right. Now, let's see what else we should do. I think I would like some purple flowers in there, so I'm going to take my medium brush again, and I'm going to go for the purple. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some, oops, it's too wet, see? Okay. There we go. I'm going to put some, like, little stalks of, I don't know, maybe it's lavender or some other kind of purple flower. Now again, we don't have much time, so I'm just kind of giving you some basic ideas of things you can do. And you see how it's, maybe I'll have one hanging down here. Some other little ones in here. It's bringing out the paint from underneath, so it's giving some dimension. Oops. Okay, there we go. So you see it's starting to take some shape here. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a table to sit on. Maybe it has a white tablecloth. So we're just going to kind of give it a little table. There we go. And if it drags some of that purple out, it looks like a little shadow. Okay. All right, now I'm also going to add, I think I'd like some white filler flowers too. We're starting to run out of time, so I'm just going to kind of put in a few little other areas of interest. Maybe drag that, that's behind there. Maybe this has some flowers in here. There we go. And you could add more roses, and you could just keep adding flowers. It's your bouquet. So, let's add, just for the last couple of minutes, we're going to just work on this vase a little bit. I'm going to just add maybe some more shading down here now that it's starting to dry. As it dries, you can add some more layers of shading on the top there, on one side. Bringing it down, I mean on top of the paint, because it's going to start to dry and not. Sometimes you want the paint to blend underneath, sometimes you don't. So that's all in the learning process. All right, well, I'm going to continue to work on this, and I hope you make your own bouquet. And like I say, you can add any colors, any types of flowers that you like. So have fun. All right.